About the Birds provides you with weekly analysis, game recaps, informative interviews, and it's all birds all the time.
And what's going on, everybody? Matt and Johnny Lecca here, myself. We are here to break down the Eagles-Chargers Week 14. We'll touch on, of course, the debacle on Black Friday that we had to witness. So big-time game with the Chargers coming up here. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of news kind of happening that, when big injury news that kind of got dropped Thursday. And, we just got to, discuss that and see kind of where the Eagles go from there. Now, I want to bring this quickly. I want to touch on this Black Friday game because we have to. It was not a great game whatsoever. It was absolutely terrible. It was a shit show. And a lot of it needs to be cleaned up. And we've said this for the last couple of weeks now. You had the absolute shit show of a second half, well, 3/4 of the Dallas game. And then you have the Black Friday showing of really not showing up. So there was a lot that went into of what we saw. And of course, the two of the Eagles' worst games have come on short weeks. So, hopefully this little mini bye can help them, but they just were not like, there were key moments where you thought they were getting themselves back into it. And then they would just unravel themselves. The defense could not, literally open up holes that trucks could drive through for the Bears. The Bears had over 280 rushing yards.
It was unreal. Yeah. There was a gap. It looked like the entire offensive line or the defensive line vanished. I mean, the gap was humongous. You know what this game reminded me of? The more I think about it, and I'm going to make a couple 2023 allusions in this podcast, and it's that I'm not saying that we are becoming that team.
But the 49ers game.
Well, no, it. You know what? It might not have been 2023. I'm trying to remember when it was. It was the Cowboys game where Jalen Carter scooped up the fumble from Fletcher Cox.
That was 23.
Was that 23?
Yes,
it reminded me of that game where we're almost in it. We're just not quite finishing drives, and then all of a sudden they blew it open and just destroyed us. And we started shooting ourselves in the foot and fumbling, and it reminded me a lot of that game, including the defensive touchdown, right? Because Jalix Hunt had that interception for the touchdown. You're like, okay, maybe there's some life.
That was the Minnesota game. He got the interception, got tackled. That's when they had the tush push fumble.
What?
Jalix Hunt
had an interception in the Bears game.
Yeah, but it wasn't for a touchdown.
No, but it was. I mean, it was a big.
It was a big play. It was a big play. And they were down 10-9 at that point, and they were essentially in the red zone, getting themselves essentially to score. At worst, get 3 points and take the lead. Right. And they fumbled it, and then everything kind of unraveled.
It reminded me a lot of that game, and it really pissed me off. But you're talking about short weeks, and what again? I'm going to bring it back to 2023. But one of the things we talked about during that season was the inefficiency of the offense, right, and the ability to sustain drives, and then B, and consequently of the ridiculously high amount of snaps that the defense was playing. I remember coming on this show and we talked about Josh Sweat specifically and how he is not ready to play 95 snaps a game, which in 2023, I'm looking at, they were at 71, 72, 75, 79, 95 in week 12, 82. They were playing a ton of more snaps than they probably have since Chip Kelly was coach. And then you look at the last 2 weeks. Prior to this, you were around between 60 and 72 snaps. Week 8, they had 45 snaps. And then, week 11, we had 59 snaps. And then week 12, 74. Week 13, 87. So, we're getting into that territory. Again, I'm not saying that we are the 2023 team, but we're getting into that territory where the offense is now starting to hurt the defense, right? The defense was picking up the offense. The offense is now a detriment.
Pick up the defense.
because the defense isn't. They're not able to play it. Like no one's made to play 87 snaps a game. That's ridiculous, especially when they're running it down your throat. Not only are you demoralized, but then you've got two running backs that are legs running all over you. Like that's what happens when you play 87 snaps in a game. So, like again, I'm not saying that we are trending in 2023, but like we're close. Like we're tiptoeing, right? And they need to figure out this offense in a way to sustain drives because this defense, especially with the injuries that we have, without Makuba, without Jalen Carter for an extended period of time, they need to figure out how to get off the field, and the offense needs to figure out a way to stay on the field.
And the thing that does
ways from the Bears game.
The thing that doesn't help too is the 3 and outs. Like this team, I believe, is in the bottom of the league at 3 and outs. When you do that, you're putting the defense back on the field a whole hell of a lot more than you would if you're sustaining drives, running the football, doing that stuff that they were able to do last year. And, as we look ahead here to the Week 14 matchup on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, like they're going to need to start figuring this out. And I know Jalen had today was talking about, the offense and everything that's kind of going on. And
I love to hear it.
And, I love to hear it. Let's start seeing it. And if we start seeing it, then maybe, we're getting somewhere because I just think they need to incorporate a lot of the stuff that is working. Throw away the 12 and 13 personnel. Just get rid of it. If you want to do 12 and 13 personnel when you're on the 2-yard line, the 1-yard line, for whatever, do whatever the hell you want there.
No, not even then.
But
honestly, not even then. Just spread them out.
Just take it out. Take it out of the playbook.
And if you're gonna go 12 personnel, spread out your tight ends.
Yeah.
Use them as big wide receivers. Don't put them on the line because they're getting bullied, but absolutely bullied by edge rushers. So no, I'm with you, and I love one of the. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
One of the things that I love that Jalen said is that they're looking at previous years, and I don't think we had heard that before. Like the last couple weeks that we've been like, dude, this offense has got to get their shit together. It's been, we're going to figure this out. We're taking a look. We're looking at ourselves first and foremost as coaches.
Yeah.
Jalen came out and said, like, I am personally looking at stuff that has worked over the last 2-3 years. Right. And like, they've had tremendous success on offense, even when Brian Johnson was running the offense. So like, there are things that work and they need to be on the same page, coaches and players, because obviously they're not.
And it's funny, like
the
talk of this, the sequencing and all that kind of stuff is kind of stuff that we've been saying that, needs to be done. And
we've been saying it for 2 months now.
And I think too is like when I look at it, the 11 personnel, empty in the empty set, like there's some stuff that really works. And the other thing too is like even a little bit of some tempo, some hurry up, like
get them in a groove.
Not all game, but like come out and do some different stuff like that. And, get yourself in a groove and do some different things and do things that work. Like run the ball out of 11 personnel because they're, 4.7 yards per carry at 11 personnel. Like they need to do more of that. And, I want to see some difference. I want to see more RPO. I want to see more play action. I want to see that kind of stuff that's going to help your offense because.
Well, and you have 3 of the best players in the NFL with run after catch.
Yeah.
Like Smitty, Brown, and Goddard were all top 15, top 20 at their positions last year in run after catch. Like get them the ball in space. This isn't rocket science, man. Like you have like it's almost hard to be this bad on offense.
Yeah,
it's almost impossible. So like I'm hoping that Jalen was hard on Patullo and Sirianni and was like, dude, like enough. Because the one time I don't remember what game it was that he did that, but he went to Patullo and was like, dude, like unleash me. Yeah. And they did it and they came back and they won. I don't remember what game that was. I want to say the Rams game. But like if that's what it takes, like do it. I will live with Jalen turning the ball over if we're winning games and the offense is explosive.
Yeah.
I can live with a pick.
Yeah, it's like they need to be moving the ball, and they can. Like, especially if it depends on what the defense is going to be playing. Like, maybe you have to then become a little bit more of a pass first offense, because if that's going to be the case, then they're going to have maybe they move the safeties deep. They move too deep safety look to keep that. Then if that's the case, then maybe you're able to run the ball more and use it off of that. And I'm sure they've talked about this. This is stuff that's us as average Joes looking at it, talking about it to coaches who do it for a living. Like, it should be something that they need to start doing it. We need to start seeing it. I think that's the thing is the talk is great about saying you need to do stuff, but we need to see it. And the big injury news that popped up on Thursday was the Jalen Carter situation. He's going to be out Monday night. He has a procedure on both his shoulders. And I can see, like, during the game, like, he was hanging his arm a lot. Like, you could definitely see something was really not right with him.
He's been doing that for weeks, though.
Yeah. I don't know what game it was. I remember he was really holding his arm. It was probably early in the season, but
the Rams
I don't know. Maybe it was the Rams game. I think you're right. I think it was the Rams game.
Yeah.
But, like, he's going to be week to week right now. So we're going to need the guys to step up, and, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, but they're going to need to start stepping up there.
There have been a couple of people that have.
What the hell just happened to you?
I knocked my ring light off. So pay no mind. So there have been a couple of people that have mentioned that, like, this type of, it's not a surgery for Jalen. They're being kind of ambiguous on purpose.
A scope? Is it a cleanup?
It sounds like it's more of an injection and or a cleanup of scar tissue under the shoulder. Yeah. And there have been some people saying that he might be done for the regular season. So
we'll see with the recent roster moves. If they put him on IR, then that's most likely the case.
Let me ask you a question. So Schefter said not IR, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing. But this is going to be an interesting hypothetical, in my opinion. We were just talking about players that know Vic, and we were talking about Justin Simmons and why is
you're going Christian Wilkins, aren't you?
Christian Wilkins, he's out there. He's out there, man.
Christian, you would believe he's healthy now.
I would assume he's healthy. It's week 12.
Maybe not in the head, but
week 13, or whatever week it is. I mean, I doubt they'll do it because there seems to be some sort of. I would love to be a fly on the wall and see what he actually did in that locker room, but he's out there. He had a career year under Fangio. Fangio has spoken highly of him, even when he wasn't coaching him. So if he's out an extended period of time, and even if he's not, it'd be interesting.
Let me take a look. I want to take a look at some of the best defensive line free agents available.
He's the best out there.
Oh, Linval Joseph's still out there.
You got Raekwon Davis also played under Vic in Miami. You have Jordan Phillips, Bruce Hector, who used to play here but not under
Jonathan
Vic.
Hankins was just waived. I don't believe he played under Vic, but
it's not going to give you much of a pass rush, though.
No, I'm talking more like because the pass rush aspect of it is this: you have Moro Ojomo, you have Jordan Davis of what he can do. I know you have Ty Robinson. Maybe he can give you something. Maybe they scoot Brandon Graham in there a little bit, but I'm talking about a guy that can give you a little bit of some run stuffing, some stout ability.
Yeah. I mean, a Linval would be interesting. But I mean, listen,
Linval's really old though.
Christian Wilkins is by far the best free agent on the market right now, regardless of position.
Yeah.
And the fact, I would love to know exactly what happened, but he's not 30 yet.
So
he's probably desperate for a team.
I think Hankins will sign somewhere because he was just released off the NFI list from a back injury sustained in the offseason.
I'm sure he'll go back to the
Because
Giants.
the season has already progressed past the trade deadline. Invest veterans have to clear waivers, which we know that. They said that Hankins most likely won't be claimed by a team, but I can see him being signed up someone's practice squad.
Speaking of waivers, should we talk about the Darius Slay news today?
Yeah, that was interesting. So Darius Slay was waived by the Steelers. And, of course, you had a lot of mutual interest with the Eagles, a lot of stuff being reported, everything along the lines of that. The Bills had claimed him. The Eagles were right after the Bills, and they did put a claim in, but they did not get him. So he was claimed by the Bills yesterday, Wednesday, I believe.
Yep.
And then today, Thursday, and we're coming from you Thursday, but Thursday he is saying he's contemplating on what his future is, what he wants to do. And it's funny because there were actually a couple of beat reporters. Usually you don't see this when someone gets claimed. I know Jeff McClain had said it, and I know Pelissero. I believe Pelissero did say something Thursday, but I know Jeff McClain said on Wednesday that would never know. Player could always refuse to go and go back on waivers.
Jordan Schultz said something similar too.
Okay, so
yeah.
Essentially,
they all indicated like.
I think everyone knew that Slay wanted to come back to Philly for the final because he was going to retire at the end of the year just to finish it out in Philly and then call it a career. And the Bills claimed him, and maybe it's something where his agent's saying, "Yeah, he doesn't want to go to you guys." So, it's a weird situation. It's probably go into the weekend. If they release him, they may cut him on like Saturday.
Yeah.
But they could also do what the Eagles did with Jair Alexander and just put him on the retired list that he can't play anymore. But again, when you have an agent as powerful as Drew Rosenhaus, it is possible that he says, let my client go to where he wants, or else you're not going to see any clients of mine sign with your team. So
I forget who it was, but there was an insider that made a comment similar to that, saying that the Bills have to be careful with such a powerful agent, I believe was the actual phrasing.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see because maybe the Eagles are able, say on the weekend he gets waived, and the Eagles are able to claim him on Monday or Tuesday or Tuesday, whatever it is. And or if he gets whatever it may be, and the Eagles are able to, get him on the roster, it'll be interesting to see. But
yeah, and we were just talking about it before we came on. The corner that the Bills waived, Jamarcus Ingram, was claimed off of
Houston,
off of waivers by the Texans. So, kind of a shitty situation for the Bills. I feel bad. I know we would be livid if it were, reversed.
Oh, no doubt.
However, we just went through it with Jair Alexander, so I guess it's karma.
We went through it with Jair Alexander. We went through it with Miles Jack. We went through it, with a number of players recently. So
Darius Smith, 2 in 1 year.
Smith, yeah. So
yeah, that still blows my mind. I completely forgot he was on the team this year, and that was like 4 weeks ago. Anyway, some interesting stuff. I'd say I would not be shocked if Slay is an Eagle by the end of the year. And I don't think it will happen, but I also would not be shocked if we did look at Christian Wilkins, depending on the severity of this injury. I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be an interesting move. Yeah,
we'll see. And then, of course, the Commanders had waived safety Darnell Savage, definitely a player that I would bring in to be safety number 3. Because as
Christian Parker
has familiarity there. Plus, also in the rundown I have on the side there, Marcus Epps is back, most likely to start. He's probably going to be activated. Vic did talk about Marcus Epps' potential starting. So that is definitely something that I'm going to say is more than likely going to happen. And listen, he's not the Marcus Epps of 2022, but he's better than what they had out there. So
he's better than the Sidney Brown of 2025. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
so you can't do that again. That was pretty atrocious. I was really rooting for Sidney, and I really thought we had something with him, but he just looks so lost. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think this. Multiple people have talked about how cerebral this defense is, specifically for linebackers and safeties.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's just not that sharp of attack. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
just doesn't have the cerebral. Like he seems like he's just kind of like a mindless beast that goes out there like a heat-seeking missile and just
Yeah.
jack shit
And
up.
hey,
And it might be the 7 concussions he's had in the last
and
like 2 years.
and hey, he could be a Chris Maragos type of special teamer that, the bullet that just goes down there,
Yeah.
which is fine. And
Yeah.
there are spots like that on your roster. The fourth
Cole
safety is the
Anderson.
perfect spot. Like Cole Anderson, like there are spots there. We'll see what the future holds for him. When it comes to that aspect, but it's going to be interesting against this Chargers team because Justin Herbert broke a bone in his hand, had a procedure. He's got a cast on. It's a weird type of looking cast, but he said he's gearing up to play. We'll see what happens. I know they're going to keep that kind of, very, very quiet until they have to essentially.
I mean,
they don't want to have any.
You got to assume he's playing, and then
I would say so.
Worst case scenario, you face Trey Lance.
Yeah, and then you look at that offense. I know Hassan Haskins was his window was opened. Omarion Hampton's window was open. I'm expecting at least one of those guys will be activated to get their running game back. The only thing too, with them is their offensive line is so beat up. They're missing 3 tackles.
Yep.
They're missing a lot of guys, and they have one of the worst ranked offensive line. Becton's been benched. He's been playing a little bit, been benched. So no idea what the hell's going on with that. But if you're able to keep their run game in check, it's going to, I think, bode beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see with the Eagles. I know that Jalen Phillips was limited with a concussion, so I'm not sure. Now, the Eagles, you have 10 days. It's not like a normal week or a short week, so hopefully he's able to be eligible to play. So we'll see.
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. He I forget the rule. He has to be, what is it? He has to be listed on there until he clears it. Like he might be fine, and then they just clear it on Wednesday when they actually have a practice. I don't think, did they actually have a practice today? I guess they did, right?
It may have been a walkthrough. No, it may have been a practice because they were on the field.
Yeah, I forget what the rule is. There was a weird rule about that. Someone explained it earlier in the year, but yeah, I would assume he's going to play. We haven't seen, I'll knock on wood here, but we haven't seen a player go into concussion protocol and miss a game yet this year for the Eagles, which is atypical. Usually they keep them out the week after for precaution.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would assume he plays.
That would be my guess too.
Thankfully, Xavier Gipson is back to a limited capacity. Can't wait to see him get back on the field. That ball dropping bitch. That's a weird move to me. I don't know why they didn't immediately IR him, especially when you bring up Covey. They're duplicative people. They're redundant skill sets.
I said that. I don't get that.
And he's not giving you much as a receiver, not any more than Covey can give you.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. And
it's a weird one.
Listen, it's going to be interesting because there's going to need to be some roster moves made, especially if Marcus Epps is coming up. You got to make a roster move there. There's a couple things that are going to need to happen. So we'll see what's going on with that. We'll see.
And you have Miles Hinton. I think this is the last week that they can.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you're correct on that.
If he doesn't get activated by, I don't know when actually, he reverts back to.
I'm trying to think of when they started the activation, because it's just 21 days, so he's got to be put on the roster within 21 days of that.
They opened his 21-day window on the before the Dallas game on June 10th.
June 10th.
Oh, sorry, November 19th. Jesus. The picture I'm looking at is the caption is June 10th. So November 19th. So what does
So
that give you?
21 days. So
I'm opening up a calendar here. So the 19th gives
so the
you
so the 10th,
it gives you
the 10th of
till
December.
next Wednesday.
Yeah. So essentially, they don't have to activate them this week. They just have to
No.
activate them by next week.
Yep. Next Wednesday is the cutoff for him.
Okay. I don't expect them to elevate them this week. Maybe next week.
Yeah. I don't think they would do it this week just because they don't have the roster spots.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. So, well, this will bring us to a fun segment that we always like to put on here, and it goes by the tune of the Eureka Locks.
It's time for the Eureka Locks of the week. Who's your lock?
Alrighty. So, as we look at the Eureka Locks, last week you had Saquon with 2 touchdowns. Yeah, did not happen. It's okay. I had Detroit winning by 2 scores. Yeah, well, I was wrong because Detroit lost. So we were not very good there. Which brings us to this week. I will start with mine. I'm going to go on the Saquon tune as well, and I'm going to say Saquon will rush for 100 yards, 100 plus.
Wow.
So I think they're going to get it right. I think they're going to run a little bit more in terms of 11 personnel and doing some different things and getting him going. But that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Saquon will rush for 100 yards.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to go with a similar first for the season, and I'm going to say that Q gets his first interception of the year.
Okay.
And his first regular season interception.
Yeah. Coop had it not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We need a big game this week. This is a pick me up. We need to if we can win this week and Dallas loses this game somehow tonight, that puts us in the driver's seat for the NFC East. So
I agree with you.
Big week.
Big week.
Which I'm not going to say it's a must win, but it's like pretty close.
Which now brings us to prediction time.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you start it out here.
Gross. Yeah. I'm going to go. I really do not want to root. Like, it's really hard for me to come on this pod and be positive about the Eagles right now. It's just they've
tough. It's pretty tough.
It's been a rough stretch of 2 games, but with this quarterback and this coach and the culture that they've built, I think they can overcome the adversity. I think they thrive in these kinds of situations, which is weird. Los Angeles tends to be a home game for the Eagles. We like playing out there. It's in a dome. Jalen loves playing in a dome. I think the Eagles will win. I think we will have our best offensive showing in quite some time. I'm going to go 21-17 Eagles.
21-17, nice. So I thought about this game, thinking about it. The Justin Herbert injury, like even if he does play, I think they're going to, and if I'm a defender, I'm going to make sure I tap his hand and when I hit him, I make sure he feels it. And listen, he may not play, maybe Trey Lance, but I think the Eagles are going to get themselves ready right this game. I think they're going to be able to, get it going a little bit on offense. They're going to be indoors in LA, so they're going to worry about weather. They're not going to worry about any of that stuff. And I'm going the Eagles get the victory, 27-23.
27-23.
I think the offense will, bounce back. Of course, I have Saquon getting over 100 yards. So, listen, maybe it'll be like the last time Saquon played in LA. We all remember that Sunday night game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
I would like to see them get Tank involved as well.
I'd like to
see them turn into something like the Bears showed us last week.
Yeah, a little change of pace, a little difference. Like, just do some differences here. Like,
didn't we have 100-yard rushers this year?
Yeah, it was the goes into Kelly Green game against the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see them go back with that. I
agree with you.
I'm cautiously optimistic after what I heard from Jalen and with 10 days to think about it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what goes on and what happens. I'm very interested, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, I got to wait Monday, so you got to watch all these games through the weekend, which is fine. But got some FCS playoff football. Lehigh plays Villanova, so hoping Lehigh moves on. So it's going to be
that's my wife's alma mater.
She must be smart then.
Former cheerleader.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'm a Mountain Hawk guy, so.
Well, normally I'd say go Mountain Hawks, go Mountain Pigeons, but I might have to go Wildcats this week.
Only time I root for Villanova is basketball. It's the only Villanova team I like. So.
That's fair.
So we have that, but
they have
as we always they have what?
They have sweet uniforms. I actually like Nova uniforms.
They do. I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
But with that, we always end it. We want to thank everyone for joining us. We want to thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the links tree. Make sure you do all that. But also, we always like to end it with a very happy, a little somber, but go Birds.
Go Birds.
This is Matt Ware. Hey, for all the Eagle content you need, go follow All About the Birds. They do a damn thing. Check them out.
Hey, Eagles fans, I may be in Tampa, but I know where to find the best Eagles content out there. Check out my friends at All About the Birds.
Philadelphia, what's up? This your boy Freddie Mitchell, a.k.a. Fred X. It's all about the bird.
All birds all the time. All birds all the time.
All About the Birds provides you with weekly analysis, game recaps, informative interviews, and it's all birds all the time.